My mic wasn't on. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. We have a situation. Okay. I started reading this and I was like, I said, baby, let me go ahead and get to this letter is serious and somebody is waiting for some advice. It hadn't been too long since they wrote, so it hadn't been too long. So my bad. This one was well, it's been about 2 weeks. My bad. Okay, we going to get better. We've cleared all the dear friends, so we are accepting letters, okay? Dear friend letters are currently being my mic sounds nice. Check 1. My mic sounds nice. What is it? Who was that? Was that MC Light? My mic sounds nice. Check 1. You guys are always trying to get me to go down memory lane on a tune or two. You got y'all. Okay. What is going on here? Okay. All right, guys. We got there's a sis out here that needs help. It's salt and pepper, right? There's a sis out here that needs help. She wrote us. I hope to God, sis, if you really need help like that, baby, I hope that you hadn't been waiting on us because sometimes it takes Bougie Gang a minute or two to get to so my bad. My bad. All right, let's get into it because this is it's long. And I said, you know what? Um, and then I was also researching, y'all, why is there a lady in North Carolina who'd unlocked her boyfriend in the storage unit for 4 days, and he almost died, and she's getting we'll talk about it over on Real Talk. Um, Depending on how we'll either do it before or after the Nesto call, because the Nesto call is long. It's long. That's what we do. That's what we do. We help. We help. We low key help. We low key help. We're not getting ready to we don't cape and we don't cap. Okay? We don't cape at all. I am not your superwoman. Okay? Good morning. I am not. Don't even no ma'am. No ma'am. Okay? But we coming. Okay? We are coming. We're here. Okay? To our sis that needs some help, we're here and we're going to talk about what's going on right now. Okay? Because she wrote us and it's important and we're supporting, right? We are always out here supporting. So let's get to it. Okay? Um, let me fix my chair because I feel like I'm sitting low. Just a second. Ooh, ooh. Okay. 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 Most of the time I read a little bit, but I don't always read the whole thing because I don't want to be overly prepped. I like to give a honest first reaction. Okay. I don't I don't like I don't get too prepared. Um some of them are hilarious, but y'all write some serious letters. It's like, okay. Okay, here we go. And I just want to let you know the letter box is open. So I will drop the link. Let me do that right now. Hold on. Let me get the link. The letter box is open. We are always accepting new letters. So make sure if you have a problem and you think Bougie Gang can help you solve it, you want to hear don't send us an emergency now. If you have an emergency, baby, you got to reach out to your friends, your family, 911, all of those things. Because I can't guarantee the speed of which we're going to be able to give you our opinion. But you must, you know, you must, if you can, if you, as much as you can, if you are in any type of imminent need, you must reach out not virtually. Okay. You have to reach out to your people, your friends, your family, your job, resources, local resources, okay? Um, what? Hello, I'm the wife, and I'm paying what? Hello, I'm the wife. Okay, let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. Integrity means all are do you know about this letter? Because the person signed it a conflicted wife. Let's get into it, guys. Here we go. Dear Fran. Wait, let me get my visual again. Guys, the letter starts out, Dear Fran, I'm struggling deeply with resentment in my marriage, and I need guidance on how to either make peace with the situation or wow. Okay. It's the typewriting for me. It's the keyboard strokes. Okay. Dear Fran, I'm struggling deeply with resentment in my marriage, and I need guidance on how to either make peace with my situation or determine my next steps. Background. I love how detailed. Background. Here we go. My husband and I have been married for 10 years and we have two elementary aged children. When we met, we were about equal earners. Then he became more of a provider through my undergraduate program. And now I am the breadwinner by a landslide. Ooh, ooh. I was a teacher in the South, earning six figures before taxes due to my experience and a terminal degree. My husband, on the other hand, does not have a high school diploma. I only discovered this about 6 months into our relationship, but at the time, it didn't seem to impact his job prospects, or perhaps I just didn't notice until now. It's the little things that bother you when you're done. I'm just going to say that. Financial disparity and resentment. I have an incredibly hard time being the primary financial provider. I've tried radical acceptance, but the imbalance does not sit right with me. There is a constant unspoken tension in our home. My husband's jobs are always low paying due to his lack of skill. And at his age, he is unlikely to return to school. He also struggles with job stability. He finds work, but one reason or another, those jobs always come to an end. His contributions to our finances are minimal. He pays his portion of the car insurance, gas, electricity, cable, yard related expenses, kids grooming, and some groceries and other miscellaneous costs. Everything else falls on me. I have suggested training programs, certifications, but either he lacks the prerequisites or if he attempts them and struggles, his confidence is shattered. What bothers me most is that if he cannot be a high earner, he should at least take on a greater share of housework and parenting. He has great moments and he's generally tidy until he gets depressed. When that happens, he mentally checks out, leaving me to handle everything. When he eventually comes around, he doesn't understand why I'm irritated. Lack of emotional and romantic connection. The financial strain has overshadowed most of his good qualities to the point where I have to sit and reflect on how I even made it this far. Emotionally, we are disconnected. I don't believe he fully understands how embarrassed I am about his financial situation and lack of skills. Romantically, I feel nothing. I have tried to put my best foot forward by taking him or the family out, hoping to show him what effort looks like and to inspire him, but I rarely but I rarely impressed with what I get in return. We go out occasionally, but not enough for me to look forward to it. I've paid for family vacations, even trips for just the two of us, but it doesn't feel right to be funding 90% of everything. I do all of the planning, packing, legwork. When we get there, I don't even enjoy it. To reduce my resentment, I usually just travel with the kids instead. He says he is still in love with me, but I don't know if I feel the same. I suspect he feels similar levels of frustration, but doesn't express it much. Long-term concerns. Sis is very detailed. I love the way she writes. I have seriously considered staying in this marriage until our children graduate from high school. I can't endure for some time, but if I had to take care of him into retirement, I know that would be my breaking point. I plan to retire shortly after the kids finish school, and that feels like a natural time to part ways since they would be independent. To make matters worse, my husband still believes I make somewhere between 40 and $60,000. He seems to think I am some kind of magician, even given the so he doesn't know about the taxes then, I guess, right? He doesn't know how much you make, so I'm assuming that you handle all the finances. He seems to think I am kind of magician, given the way he just leaves financial responsibilities on the table for me to figure out with my perceived measly wages. Well, if he's I mean, then he'd be making less than you. So okay. I never tell him when I get a raise because I worry that it will further de incentivize him for contributing. I do not believe he is lazy. He will work, but employment struggles feel like a never-ending cycle. He always finds a job, but he never lasts. And when he is unemployed, he becomes depressed and disengages from parenting and household responsibilities anyway. Thoughts on therapy and moving over. We have considered couples therapy, and after years of resistance, he finally agreed. However, now that I am the sole financial provider, I do not have the extra funds to prioritize it, nor do I believe in paying for yet another thing when I am already stretched thin. Additionally, I suspect it would take years for him to open up in therapy. That said, I personally have been in therapy for years, working through my own frustrations, but this financial and emotional imbalance still consumes my thoughts daily. Even when my husband makes small efforts like taking me out, I cannot help but silently pick apart all the things he should be doing regularly. What I need help with, is there a way to stop resenting him? Should I be working towards acceptance, or is my frustration a sign that I need to leave? How do I find clarity when every option feels equally frustrating? Sincerely, a conflicted wife. Thanks for reading. I watch your videos and live, so I am sure I will see when you respond. This email is so old and full of that I cannot receive any incoming. My email is so old and full that I cannot receive any incoming mail. But if you have any clarifying questions that I'm sure I could email you from it just for fun based on this letter, can you try to guess my zodiac sign? I'm sure you're a Virgo. I mean, it's the organization for me and lots of detail. Um I'm gonna just okay, let me see what you guys are saying. Let me just be influenced for a second, see what you guys say. Sis, sis, are you a Virgo? Please respond back. Just go back to a dear friend and just respond. Are you a Virgo? Sis Tad. Sis is tired. Okay. Look, Can we go back to when I say every boyfriend doesn't need to be a husband? You've been married 10 years. You have a couple of elementary school kids. I don't know if you were pregnant and then got married, if that swayed the decision, or if you got married first, whatever. Did you not know that he didn't have fat pockets? I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. The sex must something had to be good for you to marry him. You guys got 2 kids. You've been together 10 years, okay? 2 kids, 10 years. It was something, some kind of spark. Now, I'm not going to go back and say, baby, go find your spark. It doesn't seem like you like him at all. And if what's going to light things up for you is the fact that he gets a better job, honey, I don't know if that's going to help. Because if you are turned off by him because of his work ethic and his wallet, you're turned off by him anyway. If that kind of led you to the cliff of where you're kind of like tired of him, you don't want to be, you might just be tired of him anyway. If you married him thinking he was going to be something he's not, which is, I mean, you knew as you're going to graduate school that he didn't have a bachelor's degree. And if that wasn't okay, then that should have been a conversation a long time ago. But also, you have to realize, I mean, there are plenty of successful people who don't have a bachelor's degree, who don't have a master's degree, who don't have a high school diploma. I don't know. Did Beyonce ever get her high school diploma, or did she finally get a GED? And I'm not trying to pick, I love Beyonce, so it's not a dig. My point is, people can be very successful outside of traditional education. She had a gift and her parents pursued the gift. She did not finish high school. She was out working, developing her talent, and becoming the woman that we know today. Now, did she ever get the GED? I don't know. I'm sure she probably did. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm sure she probably did. But once upon a time, someone asked her, I saw in an interview, and they asked, and she said, no, that's something that I want to go back and get. Education is really important to me, and blah, 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 all of those things. But yet she was developing into a performer, into an artist. Her parents, I guess, helped her make that decision that she wanted to do something else. There are plenty of people who did not finish high school, did not finish college. Okay. So that is not really an indicator of who he is as a man. But if you find him to be lazy, unambitious, you have to realize that you, as an ambitious go getter, everybody can't be a go getter in the family. I mean, in a way, yes, you can be, but there's some conflict because sometimes if someone is highly motivated, there has to be someone at the house handling the family. And when you're saying he disappears or he's not around, does that mean he leaves the house for long periods of time and comes home? So that's weird. I don't know. This is what I'm going to say. I guess we can run back to the top and start it, from the beginning, but it doesn't sound like you two have much of a marriage. I'm just going to be honest. It doesn't sound like you like him very much. He might need a kick in the ass, and he might just, you know what I mean? If you're not into him, I don't know. Don't leave, because trust me, he will level up with the right person by his side. But that doesn't mean she likes him. Is it really the money or not? You know what I mean? And if you find out as a person, now all of a sudden someone's interested in you because you are more of a provider, at the end of the day, he wasn't doing anything anyway. What was he doing? I mean, the whole time I was reading this note, I had to hold back because it sounded like Keisha and Jeremy to me. And I was thinking to myself, we are on Love Lies and Lace Fronts, right? Like, there are women who do better than men, and they seem to be happy go lucky. Like, Keisha seems to be all in. She doesn't care what Jeremy's doing. She's doing, right? So, it was giving a little bit of, so I'm struggling deeply with resentment. So she's mad. Resentment is mad. She's mad. Resentment can also come from a little bit of jealousy that he's free. He doesn't have a care in the world. He has me to take care of him type thing. She's mad. She's mad. Um, what was her question to us? Her question to us was, is there a way to stop resenting him? You're going to have to stop expecting him to be who he's. This is the quick answer to your question. Is there a way to stop resenting him? Yes. You have to accept him for the man he is. Okay? If you stop wanting him to be not who you married, then you're fine. You have leveled up. You went from being a teacher who was making six figures anyway. You got a advanced degree. I don't know what you're doing now, but you're making significantly more, right? So you've been able to level up. You've been able to attain a certain level. He is stagnant. Okay? Those are the things that you go through in the vetting period of a spouse. When you two are enjoying each other, jumping in and out of bed, making babies, all of those things, and if that happens before marriage, those may not necessarily be things that you are expecting. Also, you may think he was going to do like you and level up in a trade, level up in whatever, I don't know. Look, I'm going to use Phaedra and Apollo. Phaedra and Apollo obviously had a muy caliente. They made two babies. Phaedra, when we first saw Phaedra on Real Housewives, she was in love. I think she realized on Real Housewives, not only was Apollo not really the best husband, but she wasn't a real partner because he wasn't trustworthy. He'll do stupid things. And also she just got a good look at him. And I guess she made a change. She decided to, cut her losses, especially when they were not aligned in him being a scammer and her being a lawyer. And her realize like, okay, I'm not going to put my livelihood on the line for even my husband. So I'm going to let that go. Right. They were not aligned. She was a young woman in college and, then going to law school. She accomplished things and he's over here scamming and going back and forth to jail. Shirley Strawberry. She's dealing with a guy for damn near 10 years. He's a bum. He's on the phone with Sonia now. You got to make a decision. Is this your bum? Excuse me, I don't want to call your husband a bum. I'm just saying there are some men or even females that have bum tendencies, and maybe he's fine with you taking care of him until he realized maybe it's messing with his manhood. And to the person who said he'll go level up with someone else, let him, because then he can send good child support checks. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't love him. If she loved him, this would not be an issue. It could be an issue, but sis, you've been making the money for a decade. So what else is new? You know what I'm saying? You need big sis to tell you it's okay to go file for divorce. I'm not going to do that. You need to get one with your feelings. If you don't know if you love him, you don't love him, boo. If you love your man, you know you love your man. If you tell someone, I don't know how I feel, you're scared to tap into how you really feel. And when you love your husband, there's no doubt in your mind, do you love your kids? That man is your family. You two came together and produced two humans and are married. You should be able to say you love him or not. And if you've got all this, you don't love him. And it's okay to say, I'm not romantically in love with this guy. You better make a decision that sits right with you, before you end up on Real Talk Bougie. Okay. I don't want you to be on Real Talk Bougie. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Because those situations don't end well. It ends up in the papers, on the blogs, on damn sheriff's websites, the court system, all of those things, baby. Only thing you may end up over there is on some a divorce, us talking about a divorce, okay? Don't end up on Real Talk Bougie, okay? I'm telling you, free yourself. I don't know what your age is, but you got elementary school. You still got some spring in your step. I'm sure you look good. You're a happy person. You're a go-getter. You make money. If this man needs a kick in the ass, which is I'm not really into you like that. We're not put on this earth to be martyrs. If you really loved him, you wouldn't be writing me this letter. Um, I just feel like you're going to therapy, but there's not enough in the budget to make like you miss a therapy session and you bring your husband. Your therapist would let you bring your husband to therapy once or twice, okay? And also you could switch your therapy up to cut your therapy in half and bring and make it couples. Um Sometimes, and with your insurance, I don't really know if you guys are paying for it out of pocket. It doesn't seem like you want to be any more vested in carrying him along than you are. And I don't know if he's going to meet your level set expectations. And if that's the case, let him go. He may be, and not that it's your fault, but if you are based on your personality, not to say it's a bad thing, but some people are like dwarfed and stifled and held back by people who have a certain type of personality and persona. And he may the relationship with you may not allow him to be the man he needs to be. And that's not your fault. That's not your fault. And that's not for you to have to work out. That's not your fault. I want to be clear, and I'm sure your therapist has told you. It's not you have to let go of expectations and accept him for the man that he is, but he also has to also pick up his pants and realize, you know what? If my wife got sick or something happened, I don't even make enough money to carry this household unless you have already set up insurance policies, and he'll be just fine without you because the house will be paid off and he might get $500,000 or $1 million, and the kids will be fine and all that kind of stuff. Like, I would choose to be happy, and I would really soul search what happy looks like. And if happy looks like he was a great boyfriend, he was fun, but as a husband, it's not what I need. It's not what I want. If you're going to stay with someone until the kids grow up, why? I mean, I think that's a noble gesture, but it's also giving codependency, it's giving martyr, it's giving pissed off, it's giving oops, I ran over your father in the driveway, it's giving your father's cheating again, it's giving mom's got a boyfriend. It's giving a lot that in 2025 can end you up in the news. I would say you need to do some serious internal making up of your mind and understanding and deciding what you want and what's important to you. Is it more important? Do you love him at all? If you don't love him at all, handle your business, sis. You don't need me to give you the answer. You don't need Bougie Gang to give you the answer. Do not stay with a man you don't love, because he's going to get a shisty ass, weirdo ass girlfriend and something bad. These days in 2025, bad things happen. And if you don't love someone and they find out if he were so crushed to find out that you don't love him, he could get mad. Let the man go before you go for a girls' weekend and end up in the bed with Rico Suave. Okay? Do something before he's got a girlfriend out here and you're pissed and go looking for him with a hammer. This is real. There is no way, me personally, I would be laying in the bed and sleeping next to someone that is not giving husband. No fucking way. I don't know how you even sleep at night next to that guy. Not to say he's a bad person, but if you're not into him, you don't love him, he's not giving husband. And if you guys are sleeping separate, baby, let him go. Let him go. Let him be a blessing to someone else. Let him pick up his pants. There is some woman out there waiting on a check who is happy for his little check. Okay? Trust me. And no, you don't want that type of female around your kids that are excelling and probably in magnet school and getting on a roll and all of those things. But this is what happens. This is life. This is life. And I'm just imagining the sex was good. Something made you put blinders on and think that this man who was a boyfriend needed to be a husband. And this man who was a boyfriend needed to be a father. So you got to take some ownership of what happened here so you don't repeat it. But you need to own, you know what? It's not fair for me to want more for his life than he wants for himself. He might just be happy. Some people are happy in mediocrity, and mediocrity is our judgment on them. Everybody is not going to achieve society's idea of success, greatness, achievements. Some people are just happy to clock in, clock out, have enough to pay the bills, do a little something, something, and that might not be you. That might not be you. And that's okay. But you got to accept the fact that there's things you want that he no longer wants, or things you want that he never wanted. You can't make him the man that you are talking about in this. I mean, it makes sense what you're talking about, but that's not him. And if you downgrade him, okay, so let's start from the beginning. So these were her questions. Is there a way to stop resenting him? Yes, you need to stop setting the bar so high. You need to stop setting the bar and let him be. Okay. You're not his mother. You're not his professional improvement plan. You're not his goals. You know what I'm saying? You are you and he is he, right? Should I be working towards acceptance? Absolutely. And also, accepting doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to stay with him. Accepting is coming to peace with he is not what you want. He is not satisfying you, and you are disappointed in your choice. Or is my frustration a sign that I need to leave? That's for you to decide, because I don't want to tell someone you need to pack up and leave or you need to send him on his way. You need to make a decision what you want. And if your heart and your mind are telling you that you're not happy, you're not fulfilled, this relationship has ran its course, we are no longer aligned. If resentment to me is one of the, like, a step or two away from anger, and anger can lead to volatile situations and danger. So when you have gone to that spectrum of disappointment to where you're mad that someone is not doing, behaving, living up to any of those things, it's just dangerous to me. And I think that you know the answer to that question. Um, I don't know what else to say. Um, how do I find clarity when every option feels equally frustrating? Because I would love to know in the beginning, what was it? Was it the sex? Was he a good dancer? Did you guys like to club? Were you guys like, what was it that got to 10 years of marriage and 2 kids? Because you guys could be together a long time. I don't know the ages, I don't know anything, right? Um, so it starts out, I'm struggling deeply with resentment in my marriage. I need guidance on how to either make peace with my situation or determine the next steps. I'm also curious about this therapist. Is this therapist just having you come in and talk your ass off for 45 minutes and not, you know, guide you with a plan, um, rather than just let you down, just offload? Because the type of therapist will let you be a client for 25 and 30 years. You got people who have long-term relationships with their therapist like they have with their primary care doctor. And there's no plan, there's no actions, there's no steps on getting you out of where you're at. It's just constantly talking about, well, my mother did this and my dad did that and my best friend did whatever. I am a strong proponent for therapy, but therapy needs to have guide rails and you need to have action plans. You need to have a goal. You need to have a goal in anything. Even if somebody has been severely abused, what do we want you to be able to do? We want you to be able to not think of the bad things for at least 24 hours. We want to give you some coping mechanisms when you're triggered on what to do. Like, you need some goals. It's not a purge session all the time. And I'm curious to know that you're in therapy, but you have no plan. There's nothing going on. Some therapists are just shoulders. Absolutely. And those are the ones that you'll be for 20 years and buku dollars, and you're nowhere. You know what I mean? You're nowhere. You're not feel like you're not progressing, right? Um my husband and I have been married for 10 years. We have 2 elementary school children. When we met, we were about equal earners. So she has excelled. When they met, they were equal earners. She might have been in college and he was working over to the damn grocery store. You know what I'm saying? She was over there. I'm just making this up. She's over there at Syracuse University and he's working at Kroger's in Syracuse. She's making $10 tutoring in the lab and he's making $10 packing groceries. Okay. Then he became more of a provider through my undergraduate program. So he handled the business while you were in graduate school. Maybe he became a manager or supervisor. He started making a little extra money. And baby, she got her undergraduate, she got her master's degree. And now she's the breadwinner by a landslide. She works as a teacher in the South, earning 6 figures before taxes due to my experience and a terminal degree. I don't know what that is. Um my husband, on the other hand, does not even have a high school diploma. Well, baby, when you were in college, you knew he didn't have a high school diploma, or you should have known. I'm telling you, he was sexing her down. He was sexing her down, or they were dance partners. Girl, they were having a good time because you guys have known each other through at least college. I'm estimating because you said through your graduate years, he became more of the provider. My husband, on the other hand, does not even have a high school diploma, but we knew this. Okay. I only discovered this about 6 months into our relationship, but you were in college or getting your master's degree, and you allowed him to take care of you. We don't know if he was your husband at that time. We don't know if you had boo boo at that time. One of the boo boos, all of the boo boos. We don't know. But you knew this 6 months into the relationship. You've got 2 elementary kids. So you knew this before the babies came. She's got me on my detective deciphering right now. Okay. But at that time, it didn't seem to impact his job prospects, or perhaps I just didn't notice because he was loving you down. Okay. Then, when the real world hit of mothering, working, wifing, all of the things, I have an incredibly hard time being the primary financial provider. Sis, I've tried radical acceptance, but the imbalance does not sit right with me. Let him go. I'm just saying, well, let him go. Stop marrying potential, right? Okay? Okay? Look at unicorn. Unicorn, get out my head. Stop marrying potential. Or understand potential might not be real. It's okay. You know what I mean? All of us could be the next president, but there's variables, right? Do we all know statistics and probability, right? Are you the next CFO? Are you a hotshot accountant? But you're just going to have to deal with being the billing manager? Are you the CFO at a company with less than 100 people? Or it's not good enough, the CFO, until you're CFO at Coca-Cola. Okay? Like, these titles and positions, it's all relative. Okay? At the end of the day, you might just not really be digging him anymore. You need to, I'm going to say also, sis, you need to dig a little deeper. It might not be the job thing. If he came in today and was making 200K, are you good now? Is that going to help things in the bedroom? Are you going to feel better when he runs you on vacation, or is it something else? If you close your eyes and dream for just a second that the level set has happened and it's exponential. All of a sudden you wake up tomorrow, homeboy has won the lottery. Y'all got $6 million uh from the Boston lottery. You just won the New York lottery. You just won the Mega Millions. Are we good now? I just feel like it's not necessary. The money is like an aggravator, but it's more than that, right? Um Girl, yeah, just it's okay if you don't like him anymore. I mean, we're not going to hold it against you. I have incredibly hard time being the primary financial provider. I've tried radical acceptance, but the imbalance does not sit right with me. There is a consistent unspoken tension in the house. That tension might just be you. Did he say he feels tense? Is he walking around like he's tight? Does he have his shoes on all the time, or is he walking around barefoot? Does he have on his basketball shorts? Is he getting naked? Are y'all two still doing it? My husband's jobs are always low paying due to his lack of skills. And at his age, which we don't know what the age is, he is unlikely to return to school. Shoot, at 25, someone might be unlikely. Look at Olivia. You go here. Olivia, word on the street is she still doesn't have her high school diploma. She's 30 something. She's not doing anything. She starts school. She dropped out of beauty school 2 or 3 times. He also struggles with job stability. He finds work, but for one reason or another, the jobs always come to an end. Okay. I mean, there are some people he might be made to be a house husband. Look at the lady who is the doctor. I forget their names. I have to get it. It was a case out of, I believe, Phoenix or Tucson. It was out west this summer. The lady is an emergency room physician. Her husband had substance abuse problems. He was still okay. He was functional, but he had some issues. Picked up the girls. One of the babies was asleep. Brought two girls in the house. Left the one in the garage with the Tesla on. The Tesla turns off after 30 minutes. And he brought in some groceries or something. He got on his game, and baby, the wife is coming home or came home and is like, where's the baby? And he's like, oh shit. Baby is in the damn garage, unresponsive, succumbed to hot cars situation. Okay. The kids are like, you left baby in the car. Wife is a doctor, husband unemployed. All he had to do was go pick up the kids, mind the kids, maybe throw a little dinner in the crock pot. A mess. I told you to stop leaving the kids in the car. She's mad. Clearly, there's marital issues. He's not stepping up. She's a whole doctor. Let's go. Okay. I've incredibly hard being the primary financial provider. I've tried radical acceptance, but the imbalance does not sit right with me. There is a consistent unspoken tension. The tension might just be you. Have you asked him if there's tension? He might be like, there's no motherfucking tension. I'm just joking. He might not feel like there's any tension. My husband's jobs are always low paying. We read that part. His contributions to our finances are minimal. He pays his portion of the car insurance. So it's gotten so bad that as a wife, you're splitting the car insurance. He pays his portion of the car insurance. You guys are basically roommates, and really not, because he's not. I mean, he pays car portion of the car insurance, gas, electricity, cable. So he's paying the utilities, kids grooming, and some groceries or other miscellaneous costs. Everything falls on me. I've suggested training programs and certifications, but either he lacks the prerequisites, or if he attempts, then he struggles. His confidence is shattered. Tell him to get a YouTube channel. Can he pick up a camera? Does he know how to use his phone and his camera? Does he know how to talk his shit? Does he have Facebook? Okay. You'd be surprised. If Corey, what's his name? Corey Pritchard, baby, Corey Pritchard is damn near, I mean, come on now. Damian Prince, all these people on the internet making guap. Tell him to start some social media. Tell him to DoorDash and vlog it. Is that going to make things better at home? What bothers me most is that he cannot be a high earner. 6 months, can I just say this, sis? 6 months into the relationship, which we don't know how long it was between 6 months into the relationship and now 10 years of marriage. It could be 20 years. I don't know. You have elementary school kids, but we don't know how long you were married before you had the kids. You knew that he was making as much as you without a master's degree. And he carried you through graduate school. And you knew he wasn't doing. He was where he was at. He should at least take on a greater share of the housework and parenting. Now you want him to be Alice, Florence, Molly. He's still a man, sis. Now, there are men who naturally like to clean, pick up, do things around the house, and that's a great quality. Um, but you want him to be the housekeeper. You want him to be Florence and Alice, okay? Um, does he still work 40 hours though? So you want him to work the same 40 hours with you, but come home and be Alice and Florence and all of those things. And his job might be more physical because the less he might be in more of a physical job. Maybe, I don't know. Um he has great moments and he is generally tidy, but when he gets depressed, so he suffers from depression. I'm assuming, I don't know if he doesn't have insurance. He had any counseling for his depression? When that happens, he mentally checks out, leaving me to handle everything. When he eventually comes around, so he's kind of checked out, I'm assuming. I don't know that he leaves the home. Doesn't understand why I'm irritated. He's got to, I mean, he's got to have some awareness. Um, the financial strain has overshadowed most of his good qualities to the point where I have to sit and reflect on how I even made it this far. Sis, it doesn't sound like you like him. Emotionally, we are disconnected. I don't believe he fully understands how embarrassed I am about his financial situation. Like, so it's to the point where secretly, because I'm sure you don't tell people, girl, he don't make shit. Well, you're telling us, you're telling Bougie Gang. Um, and you're embarrassed. Girl, let him go be with somebody else. I'm just gonna say you're gonna have to deal with that lady and her macaroni and cheese and the kids coming over back from Miss Trina house or Miss Tina or Miss Jessica. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna be mad, but that's what it's gonna be, right? If she's telling people don't do that, well, look, she told us. She told us. 6 months into the relationship, in my Nesto voice, them folks knew she who she married. Ah! Sis, this is what I want you to do. What's today's date? Okay, it's the end of February. Give yourself 30 days to be honest with you, a conflicted wife. Don't be a conflicted wife. Be a fulfilled person. Don't be a conflicted wife. Change that to fulfilled woman or fulfilled person, however you want to do it. And what does that look like? And don't factor him at all. Whether wife is on the list, then that factors him in. But don't like consider him in, you know what I mean? If there's no way to consider life without him, then you've got the answer to your question. You're gonna have to suck it up. If you want this marriage, you're gonna have to suck it up and you're gonna have to let the shit go on thinking he's gonna be Elon Musk. That's not him. He's not Ray. He's not the Black Bill Gates. He's not Dr. Greg. What's his name? Dr. Greg. He's not you might be Dr. Heavenly and married to Kurt Frost, okay? Like you can't be mad because it's not giving what you thought it was supposed to give. And you thought he would step up and he hasn't. And he's really no different than he was when he met you, right? It bothers me that the most is that he can't be a high earner. It's not that he can't be a high earner. He's not a high earner. It's not that he can't be. Maybe he could be. He's not ambitious. He's not ambitious and he's probably not going to make money like you through the promotional track, through the corporate track, through a career track. It might be, damn it, a YouTube channel. It might be the lottery. It might be TikTok. It might be, and then he started a business. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be, but It's not, you can't say, because you're not God. You don't know what he can and can't do. What we need to deal with is what he is at the moment. And what he is who he is. And you are not dealing with him in the present. You're dealing with him somewhere in the future. And you're judging him on the future that he's not in the present. It's not fair. I'm not trying to be on his side. It's just, this is a you project, and you have to make a decision to stop trying to make him something he's not. The financial strain has overshadowed most of his good qualities, to the point where I have to sit and reflect on how we made it this far emotionally. We are disconnected. I wonder if it's a we, because he's still there. Um, it could be just you. I don't believe he fully understands how embarrassed. If he fully understood how embarrassed you were, most men would leave. If he's got any kind of pride in himself, he might think everything is okay. He might think you're okay with paying all the bills because you make $60,000 and he doesn't, which I know you make more than that, but you said he still thinks that that's what you make. Um, he might be like, she don't mind. Also, you got to look when you're marrying someone, like what the rest of the family, what's in the rest of the family doing, what's going on, right? I don't believe he fully understands how embarrassed I am about his financial. It's your financial situation, baby. You're married to him. I don't believe he fully understands how embarrassed I am about, you should say, our financial, because his money's your money's his money. You're paying the bills. So it's really our financial situation and his lack of skills. You're not measuring up probably with your friends or your family or where you think you should be right now, because you've got, he's not bringing home what you think he should. Romantically, I feel nothing. Girl, what did Jay Breezy say? Someone said, I'm hollering. Move on and move around. Yeah, this could end up an episode of Real Talk Bougie, and you don't want that. That could be bad. Romantically, I feel nothing. I have tried to put my best foot forward by taking him and or the family out, hoping to show him what effort looks like and inspire him. He shouldn't, I'm not going to say he shouldn't be inspired by you because you're a woman, or inspired by you because his wife works hard to do things, but you cannot. Look, sis, I'm not okay. It's you can't think that just because you're doing something, it's giving inspirational. He might be from a long line of men who've been kept by women. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just going to say, you can't think like, "Oh, let me inspire him. Let me pick up the tab. I'm going to use my good gold card and maybe he'll be inspired." Mm-mm. But I'm rarely impressed by what I get. Sis, I'm just, girl, you know the answer to this. I'm going to have to give you know the answer to your question. We go out occasionally, but not enough for me to look forward to it. I've paid for family vacations, trips, just for the two of us. It's giving a little bit of Peach McIntyre and Wood, but it doesn't feel right to be funding 90% of everything. I do all the planning, packing. It's like when Peach gets mad at Wood for sexing other women. She does not have full control over his penis and it makes her mad. But she has to understand he's his own man. And when he wants to go and be with somebody else, that's just what he's going to do. And as far as money, we don't see her complaining about money. She likes to cake him off. Why did she stay this long? Now they are 10 years into marriage with two kids. And they can be 10 years into marriage and divorced with happy kids and a man who is forced to go and look for a sustainable job, you know why he doesn't keep a job? Because he doesn't have to. You know why something always happens? Because he knows that Boo Boo got a good paycheck and she has his back. He's got options. Most people who know that their income, it's on some ride or die, girl, they will deal with that job. They will deal with that job till they get another job. And they will deal with that job till they find another job that pays more. Okay. That's how we make money moves, power moves, all kinds of things, right? That's you being that good check. I mean, if you're not, okay, so romantically, I feel nothing. You put your best foot forward and nothing. We go out occasionally and nothing. I've paid for family vacations, even trips, but I don't feel right funding 90% of everything. I do all the planning, packing, and legwork. Well, welcome to, I mean, look, that's not going to change. You can go find Black Bill Gates. Look, I heard Ray over there, Ray Huger, baby, there's an opening over there for about the next year. Karen could end up getting some divorce papers in the at the jail. There is somebody, I mean, he is still married. I'm joking, but I'm just saying there's someone out here who's got money, honey. But don't think that you're not going to be packing, planning, and doing legwork. That's not going away. We as the wives and the moms and all the things, that's what we do. When we get there, I don't enjoy it. Welcome to vacation with kids. Like trust me, that's okay. That happens. You're going to, until you can take a vacation with just you and Boo. And then if it is a vacation with you and Boo, if you don't want to be there, I mean, you can't make lemonade applesauce. Lemonade is lemonade and applesauce is applesauce. Okay. To reduce my resentment, I usually just travel with the kids. So leave him at home because you need to work and I'm not spending any more money on you. Mom, why is daddy not coming? Girl, he needs to work, baby. He says he is still in love with me, but I don't know if I feel the same. Of course he's in love with you. Let's say he's a bum and he's a user. Girl, you're providing that check, that household. When he checks out, he could be texting someone else. He might be waiting for you to put him out. I don't know if I feel the same. If you don't feel the same, then you don't feel the same. If you in the bed, you feel nothing, baby, come on. If you are an age where you are still sexually active and you don't feel anything with your mate, I suspect he feels similar levels of frustration, but don't express it as much. What is he going to say? He doesn't make any money and he wants to be with his kids, I'm assuming. And he may enjoy you. We don't know. And don't take this critique personally, because sis, we don't know you. We don't know who you are in the chat. You don't have to give it up. Let's keep it anonymous. I'm giving you my honest opinion as a friend through the clouds because you asked me my honest Virgo love lies and lace fronts opinion. So don't take this personal, but what I want you to do is read the comments and I want you to listen to this about 5 times. That's your homework, is to run this back 5 times and send it to one of your friends, your sisters, somebody who loves you, and ask them to listen to it and ask them if they agree or don't agree. Honestly, not what they think you want to hear, but their honest opinion. I am seriously concerned staying in this marriage until our children graduate. I'm seriously considering staying in this marriage until our children graduate high school. Huh. I can endure I can endure for some time, but if I had to take care of him into retirement, it's like, ma'am, would you get out of your head? Now it's retirement. For now, first it's elementary school. Now you're talking about damn high school. Now you're like, okay, if I had to take care of him till retirement, I don't know how if I would be at my breaking point. So then you want to be on an episode of Real Talk Bougie. I plan to retire shortly after the kids finish school. So what does that mean? High school, college, graduate school? So maybe another 10 or 12 years. The kids are in elementary. I mean, that could be what? And retire. So maybe she's been a teacher for a long time. So she's got her teacher's pension. That's not going to pay a lot. I mean, it could pay something, but okay. I plan to retire shortly after the kids finish school. With who? Where's your retirement? Is homeboy contributing? And that feels like a natural time to part ways since they would be independent. You want to look, I'm going to just say this, sis. If you wanted to write us to just complain about your husband and still stay there, that's on you, sis. If you think you got some, let's say, 8-year-olds and you think it's a good idea to stay with someone another, um, I don't even know, let's say 10 or 12 years, and that's what you want to do, that's on you. Um, I just think living the life of a martyr, living the unhappy housewife or unhappy wife life is not a badge of honor. It's just not. If you have religious convictions, which you hadn't even mentioned that, maybe that's something, but I'm not really sure. To make matters worse, my husband still believes I make, so he doesn't know what you make. It doesn't make matters worse. It's just giving that you don't trust him or trust yourself enough financially to know that there's boundaries in your pocketbook. So you have him believing that or are okay with him not knowing what you earn. And that's fine. Remember Kiki White and her husband? And Kiki says she likes to be private with her money. Okay, sounds like you like to be private with your money. Um, and he thinks you're some kind of a magician given the way he just leaves financial. So he doesn't think you're a magician, you're handling the business. He might not think you're a magician. He might know how much you make as quiet as it's kept. I will never tell him when I get a raise because I worry that it will further de-incentivize. If he is not a go-getter, how much, like, it's not going to de-incentivize him at all. I don't believe he is lazy. He will work, but his employment struggles feel like a never-ending cycle. He always finds a job, but it never lasts. And when he is employed, he becomes so depressed. When he's unemployed, he becomes so depressed and disengaged from parenting and household responsibilities. Anyway, thoughts on therapy and moving forward. We have considered couples therapy. Then there's the paying for it. She doesn't want to pay for it. That said, I personally have been in therapy. So she's in therapy. She's working on her. But I'm surprised that you've been in therapy for years and you're writing me, which I appreciate that. But where is your plan? I want to know what you want for yourself. If it's some Mary J. Blige, I just want to be happy. How can I love somebody else what's the lyrics? When I can't love myself enough to know when it's time to let go. Oh, okay. um, I want to be happy. Happy Mary J. Let's look at the lyrics because I feel like that's going to help us. Be happy. Okay. How can I? Okay, I'm not going to sing it. Um, Let me see. All right, so we're not considering loving someone else, but sis, you want to be happy, right? You want to be happy. How can I love somebody else if I can't love myself enough to know when it's time to let go? All I really want is to be happy and to find a love that's mine. It would be so sweet. All I really want is to be happy and find a love that's mine. Okay. I asked for a sign from the sweet Lord above. I know the answer is in front of me, but when I think you're in love, you only see what you want to see, and all I see is me for you and you for me. Um, Oh, I cannot hide the way I feel inside. I don't know why, but every day I want to cry. And if you won, if you give, if I give you one more try, these rules I will abide. And if I mean anything to you, would it make everything all right? Okay. Look, sis, you got to get one with yourself. Get one with yourself. Write us back. Answer some of our questions. Let us know. You think she's an Aquarius? Girl, I thought she was a Virgo due to the organization, but I don't know. It's giving maybe a little bit of Leo or Pisces. I don't know. I don't want to hear from the Leos and the Pisces. Whatever you're gonna do. I'm not talking about you. We're talking about this letter. We don't know anything, okay? It took him years. He caved in after she berated him. Um, how can I love somebody else if I can't love myself enough to know? Yeah. Okay. Sis, be happy. Why don't you write on a piece of paper? Here's another homework assignment. Be happy. I want to be happy, right? What's your happy plan? Make a happy plan. If your happy plan is to be a wife and live as a family with another human being, let us know, is that your husband? If it's not your husband, you need to start to discuss a healthy exit strategy potentially with your therapist. If your therapist is in the and also, I'm not telling you to break up with your therapist. Find another one on the side. Find someone who you can have a consultation with, like 2 meetings, and tell them what you've been doing. Like, don't even try to get them to be your new therapist. Just go and talk to them about what's going on and that you've been in therapy for a long time and you're stuck. You're stuck in a marriage where you're not fulfilled, you're not happy. It's actually causing you more anxiety and like trepidation about making decisions that are for the better of you and your kids. And you don't know what to do, because at the end of the day, you can't control other people, and other people shouldn't be controlling you. He might, honestly, I'm not going to hold you. He actually might be very happy. Even though he seems depressed, he's happy. He's under the same roof with his kids, and he's not required to pay much in bills. All you have him doing is splitting car insurance and some utilities. Maybe he's not working right now, but you might need to say, "You know what? I need $2,000 a month, or I need $1,500 from you a month. I don't care by hook or by crook. That's what I need." Maybe you haven't laid down the law, or not the law, but laid down the this is what's going on. This is how we need to run this house, and I need your help type thing. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm just um you see that this song is about the importance of self-love and self-healing. Sis, love yourself to know the importance of being whole and happy with or without him. Also, keep in mind, this is the model that you're setting for your kids. If mommy's not happy with daddy, I'm sure it comes out. Well, your dad couldn't do this, and I don't know. It can come out. Kids are very perceptive, okay? I'm gonna leave this right here. You guys meet me over at Real Talk Bougie, and we're going to get into the reaction over there. This is a tough situation. I wish you nothing but the best. Take it with love and positivity. At the end of the day, this is what you know how we do. We get deep and we get, sis a Virgo. I get super, you know what I'm saying? Like, baby, you asked for this. Don't be mad at your girl. Okay. I'm telling you, if a friend of mine asked me and really wanted me to tell them what I think, I'm going to tell them. It's a you decision. Um, but you need to also decide, are you being selfish? Like, and if you're not being selfish and you're being 100% fair and you really don't love him anymore, it happens. But I would say in today's world of 2025, I would be afraid to be laying down in the bathroom, taking off my clothes. I would not be in a house with a man that I didn't want to be with. Absolutely. There's no fucking way. No way. And not that I'm scared or I think the person's going to be violent, but if we're no longer like a unit, if you don't feel anything, let the man go. Let him be happy somewhere else. You allowing him to have his freedom and his life, get his life back and be with someone who appreciates his paycheck, because there's someone out there that will take him. And period. Okay? And I'm sure you could get someone too if that's what you want. Let him go. Don't hold on to him like that old Gucci bag that you know is done. If you two are done, be done. It's okay. Sorry. I ain't sorry. Sorry. Ah. Girl, listen to this 5 times. Go to your playlist, pull up Lemonade, and listen to that. Go ahead and listen to Lemonade like twice. Okay? Let the dusty go. From the man in the chat, he said, let him go. Let him go. Go watch a Jeremy video. Go watch one of my reactions to a Jeremy video. Go watch my reaction to Zachariah David, Kiki Wyatt's Cuckoo for Cocoa Puff's husband. Go watch Peach and how, girl, she just thinks she's going to keep him around by just making him dizzy from all these kids. Okay. When that man's finally ready to go, she gonna be like, how am I gonna take care of these 13 kids by myself? Okay, girl, tell him, if you want him to make some money quick, tell him to start a YouTube channel and let everybody know that he's a house husband. And girl, if you guys, I don't know if you guys are interracial or not, but baby, look, tell him to start a YouTube channel. Okay. Tell him to start YouTube, TikTok, or Facebook, and tell him he knows how to use his phone. Tell him to use his phone, get on Uber Eats, DoorDash. Tell him to go make some money. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to let y'all go. Meet me over at Real Talk Bougie. This was a good one. It took us a long time it was a long letter, but it's like, oh my God. Sis, write us back. Send us another Dear Fran and give us all the answers. And don't be mad because we're telling you the truth. We're giving you the answers that you asked for. And then let us know your Aquarius. Let us know. I said your Aquarius. Let us know your sign. Okay. You asked us to guess. You guys guessed. Some people said it's giving Aquarius, Pisces. What else? I thought it was Virgo initially, just reading it. Someone said Libra. Um, Maybe you feel like that's important. Let us know both of y'all signs and tell us your ages, all of that. Okay. All right, guys, we're going to put this one to bed. Okay. Girl, don't become a episode on damn Real Talk Bougie. Don't be on the evening news. Okay. don't be breaking news with this type of man in your life because you're gonna get mad and you know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna let you guys go. Have a good afternoon. If I don't see you guys until tomorrow, well then fine. Okay. I'm just kidding. If I don't see you till later, okay. Okay. Let me find an outro real quick. Okay. I don't know what to play.
By the way, friend, I respect you as a reactor. By the way, friend, I respect you as a reactor. By the way, friend, I respect you as a reactor. It's all about clout. I respect you as a reactor.